Hey guys, I'm live. I want to talk about one of the darkest things on this planet, and that is organized religion. It's one of the most evil things in the world. In America, that basically comes down to Christianity, um, which is probably the worst of all organized religions. Um, there's so many things wrong with first of all the doctrines that Christianity teaches. Second of all, what those doctrines force or imply that we should do with our lives. And next, what groups of people should what motives group the ruling people what control they end up having on the masses, and whether it be by laws or by just peer pressure or just by ignorance, because most people don't know how bogus Christianity is. Most people just believe what they were told because they were young when they were told it, and they love and trust the people that told it to them, and they don't want to take the time or trouble to question not only that they might have been lied to, but they might be wrong, both of which are uncomfortable for most people. So I think organized religion is evil. I think Christianity is very evil. God, there's likely a God, but he's not a good God. He's a demiurge that still has the ability to create us, but not with good motives. He created this earth as a prison, a physical hell, with, that he traps souls and, traps souls in, spirits, whatever you call it. And not for our good, but for his good. He enjoys power. He's bloodthirsty. He's angry. That's even if he's a he, but I'm calling him that for whatever reason. And he's vengeful, hateful, and nothing good in him other than that he created us. Assuming that I'm right. And the doctrines of Christianity are truthfully wrong because they don't add up to history, and they don't add up to logic, and they don't add up to the empirical evidence. There's a bunch of things I could cite, but if Jesus existed, how come the Roman government never made public notice of him? How come it's not in any of the history books? People that made wars and did things to disturb lots of people didn't just do it underground and to write a secret book about. They got put in history books. If Jesus really existed, he would have been in a history book, at least one, if not everyone. So there's that. There's the doctrines that are incorrect according to that mainstream Christianity teaches, such as we don't just get this life to live and then a judgment. We get to be reincarnated until we reach the point where we don't have to, and we achieve a higher state of spirituality. But this life is not. It's not. This is the only life I have, and then I'm judged forever, eternally, to go here or there. That is. First of all, that's not true. Even the Bible has evidence that that's not true. Such as how come John the Baptist was asked if he was Elijah? Someone would not have asked that if it weren't possible that John the Baptist was once Elijah, but he's now reincarnated as John the Baptist. The question would have made no sense and would have been taken out of the Bible. And even now that it's in the Bible, it shows that the early Christians thought of reincarnation as the doctrine they believed in, not just one life. How come there's a verse that says about the blind man? Was it because of his parents' sins? No. What was it? Was it due to his sins that he was born blind? Well, if his sins, for that question to even make sense, if sins could cause him to be born a certain way, those sins must have occurred before he was born, or that would have made no sense. Which implies the fact that question was asked and stated means that possibly that man had lived before to sin in the first place to be born blind. You don't get to believe something that doesn't make and then make me believe it's right if it doesn't even hold water in its own logic or way of life and basic human freedoms and basically human liberties and I don't know. I was thinking something, but I missed my thought. But anyway, yeah. And the other thing about the Christian doctrine is that it's not a good philosophical choice. We were born with free will to use it, not to just hand it over fear of what's going to happen. Oh my God, after I die. That's basically not voting, not using our free will that we've been given, just turning it over to the authorities or to our doctrine, and then just selling out our lives and not doing any work ourselves. We don't have to do anything because Jesus did it all. We don't mean anything because Jesus is the only one that means anything. I can't do anything. I don't have to do anything because Jesus did everything and he can do anything. That's a cop out, first of all, and it leads to a very unhealthy lifestyle, really, because people get frustrated when they pent up their actual natures and feelings and things due to religion, and then they get ulcers and cancer or other things that go wrong health-wise for them because they're not being true to their physical nature. They're trying to. Anyway, I got cut off for a second there. They pay for it with their health. They pay for it by just their mental prisons that they get in because of religion. The Christian thing doesn't add up to doing anything with your life, and it doesn't even seem to give you the right to, because as soon as you say I want to do something with my life, I want to do me, I want to be me, and you're not Christian, you get all this pressure on all you. As if that's not okay from either lawmakers or government or just society. I mean, really, first of all, my spiritual progress and my spiritual life should be my own choice, not the choice of other people or government. Otherwise, I'm not even in a free world, so you better not call it that. Secondly, what was I going to say? Like I was saying, let me finish saying. Yes, and also, secondly, I remember what I was going to say now. The founding fathers already sensed that religious persecution would come down to the people from government. That's why they put the safeguards in the Constitution to keep government from enforcing religion, because when that happens, it becomes the Dark Ages. And the founding fathers had lived in Europe and had remembered the Dark Ages, or at least knew about it from history. And they didn't want that for America. And as soon as that goes away, then the Dark Ages come, because that's what the Dark Ages were: the absolute authority of the church, the religion ruling the people with an iron hand. And that's not even the God of love. They're doing that in the name of its demiurge. And then on top of all that, there's the international consequences of religion, organized religion. You've got the Christians fighting the Muslims. You've got all this war that religion has been involved in for hundreds of years. It's all, religion is a very divisive force. Organized religion, I should say. It's us versus them. We're right, they're wrong. No, I'm right, you're wrong. And it also leads to unhealthy pride. If I'm right, I must be better than you, and this and that. And it leads to war. It leads to fighting over what I believe versus what you believe, because we can't both be right, and I want to be right, and you can't be right if I'm right, so let's go to war. And that kills people literally, all because of. And what's funny about that too is that it's not an accident. The people that wrote the Bible and decided what they wanted us to, they had nefarious motives in the first place. They didn't write the Bible to help our spirituality or our spiritual journey. They wrote it to control us. Why do you think we spend all this thinking and praying to God that we don't go to hell. But when somebody dies, we don't even talk about it. We don't even mention, are they in hell? Because it wasn't the point. The point was to get us to be good, obedient workers and citizens while we're here. The fear is what the point was. The fear of hell is what keeps people in line a lot of the time, and makes people live docile lives. And then once they die, if hell were really the issue, we would talk about it. We would say, well, hope they're not in hell. God, let's pray for them, or let's give them energy that they're not doing so bad in hell. Because it doesn't matter. There is no hell. It's just a trick while we're on earth to get us to be good while we're here. That's the point of it. The point isn't the people that want me to be saved aren't really going to care when I die if I'm in hell or not. They want me to believe I'm going to hell right now so they can get me to be good. And that's a different thing. That's deception toward to a control issue, not a concern of my actual, in truth, spiritual welfare issue. It's not. There is no hell for them to worry about. But if they can make me think there is, or even if they think it themselves and transfer that to me, then supposedly, since I fear hell, I'm going to be a good boy and all that, and that's the point of it. The point is to make me sucker to the coward to the man or whatever, and that is the issue. That is the point. So by doing what I'm doing and standing up for what I do believe against organized religion, I'm already doing what they don't want me to do. I'm already out of the hell cycle and or hell syndrome, and that already makes me a hated person sometimes, or a person that's this or that, when really what I am is a spiritually free, undeceived person. I'm intelligent, and I've studied, and I'm also intuitive, and all that put together didn't let myself get sold out to their lines. And most people either don't want to do that, don't want to take the pressure for it, or don't have the brain to do it, or don't have the time to study it, I guess. I don't know. And some people have more family pressure than I do because I don't have family, so I'm good. I don't know who my parents were. I don't even know what my real last name would have been, or for that matter, my first name. And I don't have children or sisters or brothers that I know of, so I'm not locked into a unit that is already Christian and that I have to break away from really hard. So in that sense, I have an advantage, but it doesn't mean I didn't have to do the work, and it doesn't mean I didn't have to think about it, and it didn't mean that I'm just exactly above it all. I had to work for it and work on it, study it, and all that. So anyway, I love you guys. Keep talking.